Hello everyone, my name is Aaron Christensen. This is Horror 101 with Dr. AC, and welcome back to Day 4 of Scare-A-Thon 2024, benefiting the Women's Reproductive Rights Assistance Project. Today, we're going to be talking about Tormented from 1960, directed by Bert I. Gordon. Released recently from Film Masters, and before I get to the release, if you've been paying attention to the channel for a while, you know that I'm a huge fan of Film Masters. They have taken these public domain films and they've cleaned them up and they've made them look fantastic. If you recognize the name Tormented, you probably see it on those 50-pack public domain box sets that show up, or at least to show up all the time at Best Buy and Target and things like that. But they have done just an amazing job of cleaning it up. Bert I. Gordon is probably best known for his kind of gigantism films of the 50s, things like Amazing Colossal Man, Attack of the Puppet People, War of the Colossal Beast, the Cyclops, King Dinosaur. And if you look forward into the 1970s, he also did Empire of the Ants and Food of the Gods. And that's why this film, Tormented, 1960, was a bit of a departure for him, because it's not a giant monster movie. Nothing's going big or getting small. It is very much a ghost story, and it is set on an island, and there's a lighthouse that features prominently. We have a jazz pianist played by Richard Carlson, who folks would probably remember from It Came from Outer Space and Creature from the Black Lagoon. And he's engaged to be married, but he's also engaged in a little thing on the side with his torch singer Vi, played by Julie Redding. And at the very beginning of the movie, they are up on a lighthouse and she's blackmailing him, saying that she'll tell everybody if he doesn't run away with her. And she accidentally leans back against the railing and falls. And Richard Carlson could have saved her, but he doesn't. And so he is haunted, or some might say tormented, for the remainder of the movie. Now, I mentioned that Film Masters does a great job of cleaning up these films, and this film looks fantastic. It was shot by Ernest Laszlo, who was nominated for Oscars 5 times. Worked with Stanley Kramer and Robert Aldrich on films like Kiss Me Deadly and The Big Knife. And with Stanley Kramer, he worked on films like It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, Ship of Fools. And the film just looks terrific. Now, Bert I. Gordon, as I said, was known for these special effects films, and this film definitely has its share of special effects. He and his wife, Flora Gordon, would create these illusions. And here we have a ghost, we have a disembodied head that floats around. Ernest Laszlo's cinematography is really shown off to great effect. A lot of atmosphere in the film. It's a really solid cast. We got Richard Carlson providing our sturdy leading man, the duplicitous lover trying to cover up his tracks. Susan Gordon, the director's daughter, who did quite a few films and television shows, including Alfred Hitchcock Presents and Twilight Zone. She plays the young girl who may or may not have seen some things she shouldn't have seen. Julie Redding, as our torch singer, is lovely and sensuous. And we get a special appearance by Joe Turkel, who folks might remember from Blade Runner and The Shining. He plays Joe the bartender, and he also plays the inventor of the replicants in Blade Runner, the guy with the big glasses. But he plays a tugboat captain who brings Vi over to the island for her little rendezvous, and then realizes that he's got a little something on Richard Carlson and tries to get a little payback for it. And, well, he gets some payback. The script is by Bert I. Gordon and George Worthing Yates, and Yates might be familiar to sci-fi fans as one of the folks who scripted Them, the giant ant movie, and Earth versus the Flying Saucers, the Ray Harryhausen film. We also have a great performance by character actress extraordinaire Lillian Adams, who appeared in over 150 film and television roles. So as I mentioned, it was a departure for Bert I. Gordon. It wasn't his normal fare, and it didn't do as great at the box office as some of his other films. Also, I think people were caught up in the excitement of Psycho, which had kind of ushered in a new kind of horror. And so this quaint story of a ghost haunting an island may not have been as exciting as it might have been back a few years earlier. So let's talk about this release from Film Masters. Again, it's newly released on Blu-ray. They have done another extraordinary job. We've got a booklet, 22 pages long. We've got 2 essays, one from Tom Weaver and one from John Woolley. Tom Weaver's essay talks about the film itself, and John Woolley talks about Susan Gordon, where they also excel is in the special features. We've got the Mystery Science Theater 3000 version of Tormented with Joel and the Robots. We have a 20-minute interview with Bert I. Gordon. We have a 40-minute documentary about Bert I. Gordon in the 50s and the 60s. There's a visual essay that's about 8 minutes long. And then there's a full commentary track by filmmaker Gary Rhodes. And he offers great perspective on the context of the film and where Gordon was in his career at the time. It's really just an excellent package. And again, if you've only seen the film on those public domain box sets, that version that's kind of shabby and maybe cropped, you really owe it to yourself to pick this one up. You also should check out Filmmaster's YouTube channel, because they have tons of TV shows and films that they are restoring all the time, and it's absolutely worth checking out. So that is Tormented, available now on Blu-ray from Filmmasters. Please pick that up. And again, this is Scare-A-Thon 2024, benefiting the Women's Reproductive Rights Assistance Project. You can check out more information about the fundraiser via this link here. There'll also be a link at the end of this video. It's still early on in October, but that doesn't mean you can't make your contribution right now. Make your voice heard. Thank you so much, everybody. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a great weekend.